In this video, we want to talk about the role of line managers. Line managers are responsible for the management of employees and teams. It's the line managers who have direct contact with the employees. If it's an engineering business, for example, or a carpentry business, or one where there's a shop floor, it's the line manager who is directly involved with the employees. But line managers can exist in service sectors as well, where the person who's responsible for a particular task or a small department or a particular process, that person may be designated as the line manager, and other employees will report to that line manager. That's the first line of management that they will encounter. It's the person with whom they work every day on a day-to-day basis, dealing with issues at that almost micro level. The line managers are responsible for reporting to higher level management on the monitoring and progress of their employees. So the line managers monitor the employees regarding their skills and their abilities and whatever training they've undertaken and whatever their productivity issues are, or even down to the state of their health or the issues that may affect them adversely in the workplace. So the line manager reports to more senior management about the employees and about the progress that they're making in terms of productivity, application, motivation, and so on. Line managers are considered as the lower levels of hierarchy. For example, team leaders and supervisor roles. So the line manager is seen as the first line of management, the line of management that interfaces with the employees, with the non-management employees of the business. So it's the contact point between management and employees. These are the line managers. So a line manager's key role is the management of their employees, the daily management of the employees, day to day, looking at the issues that confront the employees on a day-to-day basis. Could be the quality of the raw materials with which they work, the machinery, the maintenance of the machinery, the health and safety issues, making sure that the workplace is appropriate, that the ventilation and lighting is appropriate, and so on. So the line managers have daily management techniques and daily management responsibilities that they must engage in. They must ensure that there is a routine for inspection and that the employees' comments and issues are addressed and taken on board and treated seriously. They try to control the operational cost. They try to keep the cost of production down. They try to find ways to improve the processes. They may do this by talking to the employees who may have ideas. They may come up with their own ideas. The idea is to try and keep costs down, to try and keep the system running and productive, make sure that the machinery is running and getting a return on the investment that made the machine available in the first place. So the line manager is involved on the day-to-day routines of the department and trying to keep costs down. They also try to fix technical problems. If something goes wrong, they try to see if they can fix it, to try and keep it running, to try and ensure that production is not disrupted or that there's wasted time or effort, or so they should have good knowledge of the machinery, of the techniques, of the whole processes. They should understand what's happening. And the same would happen in the context of an office environment. The line manager there should understand perhaps the software that the workers are working with, and if something goes wrong they should have a good idea of how to fix it. before even calling in maintenance or calling in the more expert staff. They should be able to fix routine issues and understand the causes of problems when they arise. They should also be able to arrange and allocate rotas and ensure that the workforce know when they're required and what the tasks are. There should be a logic in the way the function of the department is organized. The various functions should be specified, names allocated to particular functions, and it should be logical. It should make sense. The idea is to facilitate the skills and abilities of the workforce, whilst at the same time trying to ensure efficiency and productivity for the company. The line manager should also inspect quality to make sure that the output of the section is good quality, to make sure that quality is understood right throughout the section and that there is an emphasis on quality right throughout the section. The line manager may deal with customers and inquiries. In some organizations they will, in others they won't. They will perhaps be given queries that have arisen from perhaps contact with customers. They will address the queries and return documentation to an appropriate person, perhaps in the customer relations management section of the business or the marketing section of the business. Will return the information to there, and they will contact the customer and explain what happened. In some organizations, depending on the size of the organization, the line manager may deal with the customers, but generally speaking they will find the answers and pass it on to someone else who will perform that function. They also measure performance. They try to make sure that the section is efficient. They try to look at the performance of individual workers within the section. They also look at the efficiency of the machines and the configuration perhaps of machines, or if it's an office environment, the configuration of the terminals that the workers are using, to see if it can be better designed, if a better interface could not be drawn up, and perhaps that information fed on to systems analysts and more expert staff in the computing area to perhaps fix the interface to enable more efficient working and perhaps easier working for the employees. So they're constantly trying to measure performance, the performance of the section, the performance of the individuals within the section, to ensure that the whole section is running at an optimal rate. Now, the importance of line managers within human resources. Well, human resource practices have put greater responsibility on line managers. For example, recruitment and individual target setting activities. Often line managers are asked to attend in interview situations, to interview candidates for jobs. They may be consulted about the right type of person for particular functions. They may also be consulted about setting targets. What should be expected from a particular section? What should be expected from a particular set of workers? These employees perhaps need further training, and it will be the line manager who identifies the requirement for further training and the type of training that would be required. And that's valuable information to feed back to more senior levels of management. Line managers have more responsibility and flexibility in the management of their employees and the employment contract. Line managers are very important because it's the line manager, as I said earlier, who interfaces with the employee. It's the line manager who's in contact. That's the meeting point between management and employee. It's the line manager who is the front line, and therefore the onus is on the line manager to ensure that he or she understands the employment contract, that any request made by him or her is reasonable within the context of the contract. They also understand the issues of flexibility, the requirement to be able to move the employees around. If, for example, some were away ill, or some were otherwise committed or just absent from work, then it's a case of being able to reallocate the existing employees to cover those tasks. Well, it's the line manager who has that information. It's the line manager who knows the abilities of the employees. So it's the line manager who will probably make those decisions. So the line manager, as I said, is the first point of contact for employees. They monitor progress, maintain records, have book training. They may have payroll information. They may have a wide variety of information, and also a wide remit in terms of responsibilities. So it's the line manager who's the contact between management, wider management, and the employees. And it's the line manager who the employees see in terms of management. It's the line manager that the employees look to. So it's important that the line managers are trained to have good interpersonal skills, that they are pleasant, polite, and they respect the employees, but they have technical skills. They understand the importance of quality. They understand the importance of being able to maintain the functions of that section, and they're able to effectively communicate both to management and to the employees. Now, implementing human resource processes. Well, line managers are responsible for delivering HR practices and policies. As I said earlier, it's the line managers who meet the employees. That's the contact point between management and the employees. So the line managers may conduct performance appraisals. Now, this may not be structured in the same way as, for example, for senior management, who will perhaps undertake interviews and complete documents and produce evidence and so on. The performance appraisals for perhaps employees on a shop floor may be interviews, contacts about issues, records of past discussions, issues of concern, as well as updating anything that the employee wishes to bring to the notice of the management. For example, the employee may attend courses outside of the work situation, which may be germane to overall efficiency and improving the overall effectiveness of that section. So it's the line manager who will conduct these type of performance appraisal exercises or information gathering exercises, and taking on board views of the employees, and perhaps getting views fed back from management to the employees, because the line manager is the conduit into higher management. They may book and organise CPD training. CPD is an acronym for Continuing Professional Development. They may be involved in organising continuing professional development. This may be done through courses organised by the HR department, or through courses that are bought in. Perhaps the organisation contacts a training organisation to deliver certain programs. But the content of the programs and the usefulness of the programs should be scrutinised by all of management, including the line managers, who will feed back on what they think about the training programs or the various initiatives that may be undertaken to try and ensure that there is continuing professional development within the organization. They may look at employee involvement techniques, asking the employees to be involved, to make comments, to be involved in quality circles, and make recommendations for quality, and or just feedback concerns that the employees have about safety or about issues on the shop floor, or in terms of looking for more remuneration or more flexible working or whatever it is. The employee involvement techniques should be put into place, and the line manager is central to doing this. The line manager is the person who is in contact with the employees, so therefore it's the line manager who will be involved in looking at these various involvement techniques. Listening to the employee voices, listening to what they're saying, listening to the issues that concern them, and allowing two-way communications. It's not just the line manager telling the employees what needs to be done. It's the line manager listening to the employees. The employees are a valuable source of information regarding many aspects of the organization, including the quality of the product, the design of the product, the functionality of the product, the cost of the product, if it's sold in retail outlets, the cost of the product. Listening to their comments can be a very valuable source of information to feed back to appropriate departments within management, perhaps back to the marketing department. So listening to employees and listening to their concerns is very important. And trying to address the issues that concern them is important, because by addressing the issues, productivity may be improved. The workers feel they've been listened to, there's been a result, they're valued, they become more motivated, more interested, productivity is enhanced. They should also look at employee well-being. Not just the environment within which production takes place, the physical environment, but also looking at job enrichment, for example, so the employee feels more motivated. Perhaps widen the job, not just the employee standing there pressing a button every 10 seconds or whatever it is, but widen it so the employee has other functions and is taking more responsibility for a bigger part of the work, and thereby the employee becomes more engaged in the work, more interested. So it's looking at the, if you like, the psychological well-being of the employee, as well as the physical well-being of the employee. The line manager also implements HR policies. When HR has a change of policy, they communicate this throughout the organization, including to the line manager, who will then attempt to implement it. If it's been well thought out and it's in broad agreement with the aspirations of the workers and the employees in general, then there should be no problem in implementing it. But if it's controversial, or if it represents a deterioration in the working conditions of the employees, or in their salary, or in their in what's expected of them, then there may be issues that will confront the line manager, who will have to perhaps look for support from management to try and deal with that issue. The line manager should be familiar with the employment contract that the employees have, and should know the various terms of the contract, so that he or she is not asking for anything over and above those included in the contract. So these are some of the roles and responsibilities of the line manager, and these are the functions of the line manager. The line manager is very important, because it's the line manager who is the connecting piece between management and the workforce. The line manager is therefore in quite a privileged position almost to be able to feed back feelings and air discontentment or air satisfaction back to management, make management understand what's happening on the shop floor, what's happening amongst the employees, what the feelings are, what concerns them, and also the line manager tries to maintain the section, maintain the overall performance of the section, tries to maintain productivity, maintain the machines, maintain the quality of the work. So it's quite a big remit. So the line manager is important. The line manager is very important in this context. So that's all we're going to say on this issue. Let's leave it at that and say thank you for watching.